Thank you to Andrew's Uncle Steve. Well, I just have a few thoughts to share with you. Welcome, family and friends, including all 317 people in the wedding party alone. We are so pleased to have everyone here with us tonight. So many honored guests. And we appreciate all the sacrifices that each of you had to make to get here. We have people who have come from as far west as California, people from the north, Pittsburgh and beyond. We have people from as far east as one of Harlan's friends who came from Paris, France.
Yes, guys!
And even further south than we are now, we have our cousins from Quito, Ecuador. Right? Estamos muy contentos de que ustedes están aquí con nosotros en esta celebración familiar. Muchas gracias. And muchas gracias to all of you, whether you came from 25 or 2,500 miles to get here. We're happy that you did. Now, mixed with happy celebration, I want to offer my voice to just a few of Harlan and Andrea's relatives who they loved deeply, then lost too soon, and so couldn't be here with us tonight. For example, if Harlan's cousin Max was here, no doubt he would say, "Hey man, way to go." If his Uncle Kenny and grandparents were here, I'm sure they would come over and say, "Mazel tov, we wish you all the joys a blessed married life can offer the two of you." If Andrea's Bubby and Zadie were here, they'd say, "It makes us so happy to see the two of you so happy." And Pittsburgh's Zadie would no doubt add, "And the fact that you chose someone with so much potential deserves an extra mazel tov."
Potential.
You're good the way you are, and potential. Yeah, how about that? Andrea's Uncle Alan was one of the first people that Harlan spoke with about wanting to marry Andrea. And I think if here today, he would say, if there's anything Sam and I can ever do to help the two of you, just let us know. And unfortunately, there are too many other family and friends for me to represent up here, but if they were here, I'm sure they would convey what Andrea's great Uncle Danny would have said in Yiddish, "Tyra meine, ich wish du old haben, Jahren mit Glück und gesund." My treasured ones, I wish you years of luck, health, and happiness. Thanks to Andrea's amazing Mima for teaching me that Yiddish. And at this point, Andrea's Uncle Alan would be saying, "Enough of this, get back to celebrating." Well, I haven't known Harlan quite as long as I've known Andrea, but I can say without a doubt, if I could design a young man to be a perfect fit for Andrea, he would have all the qualities of Harlan. He has respect, honesty, humor, an honorable sense of right and wrong. He is proud of his religion. He has many lifelong friends. I could go on and on. But the most important attribute for me is his most obvious love for my daughter. 27 years ago, as she came into this world, I was there to catch her and hold her delicate heart in my hand. And now, as Carol and I pass her on to you, Harlan, we are trusting you with what is still our most precious treasure, our daughter's heart. Now, I've had the privilege of knowing Andrea all of her life, except a couple of teenage years when she'd say, "You don't know me at all." I want to share with you the moment that I knew Andrea had found the right guy for her. It is when she said this to me: "Dad, my life is full of consistent goodness. I love spending time with my family. I love spending time with friends. I love living in Dallas. I love my job. I even love my boss, Eddie. Or believe that? And I want it all to continue. And Dad, I want you to know the heart and soul of it, the hub of the wheel that keeps my life turning and consistently happy, is Harlan." Now I want to share with you the moment I knew Harlan was the right person for Andrea. When Harlan asked me for my permission to ask Andrea to marry him, I'm sure, are you remembering this? I'm sure he was expecting me to say, "Well, of course, you have my blessing, you have my permission." Instead, this is what I said: "If you agree to do what I'm about to ask you to do, then I will give you my permission to ask Andrea. If not, then I won't." Here's the catch. You have to agree to do it before I tell you what it is to do. Now, here are two hints to help you decide. One, you are not going to want to give up what I'm about to ask you to give up. And two, giving it up will benefit Andrea. Think about it first before you agree, because you can't say yes and then I tell you what it is to give up and then you say, "Oh, that, well, forget that." That's too much to sacrifice, even if it does benefit Andrea. Now, you've heard the expression, "like a deer in the headlights." That pretty much sums up the expression on Harlan's face at that moment. But really, with only slight hesitation, he did say yes, he would give up what I'm about to ask him to give up, so I continued. "Someday, Andrea is going to ask you to sacrifice something very important to you for her. And when that day comes, and it will, I expect you to make good on your commitment to me today and to her on the day of your wedding, and willingly make that sacrifice." To which he responded, "I'm sorry, that is totally unacceptable." No. Of course, Harlan did say yes to me. And 1 month later, Andrea said yes to Harlan. And 13 months later, today, we as a newly formed community say yes to them as a couple. Now, speaking for everyone here not coming up to speak for themselves, I'd like to convey this wish from us as a group in Hebrew, in honor of your Jewish heritage. "Hatikva shalanu bishvilam lo bayit im cheder gadol hazeh im anachnu bifnim, chaval bayit im ahava shalanu im ahava balavam," which means, Harlan, she's all yours. Sounded more romantic in Hebrew, maybe. No, what it means is our hope for you is not a big house with all of us in this room, in your house, but rather a home with all of our love living in your hearts. Right? Yes. And finally, I'd like to end with a toast that expresses Carol's and my own personal, deepest hopes for the two of you. Like the tree of life, grow deep roots of love to keep you grounded and safe when storms loom above. Grow upward, too, for a view that is awesome. And when spring arrives, watch your world blossom. Grow outward to touch family and community, which for you there is no lack. Because when you do, they'll touch you back. May the fruits you create, Harlan and Andrea, man and wife, link your love to future generations who create their own trees of life. And if this seems too good to be true, just a poem romantical, there's only one thing to do. Live it fantastical. L'chaim. L'chaim.